Hi, I'm Ruth, the Stoma Coach. I wanted to talk to you today about keeping your body hydrated. It is the most important thing in this hot sun. It's really hot at the moment. It's about 32 degrees in the UK right now. And I just thought I'd run through a few things that I use to try and help you as well. First things, I use juices, different varieties. I have orange and apple juice here. I always water it down, so I do kind of about a third juice and top it up with cold water. Add some ice as well, keep you nice and cool. I use melons, mangoes, always have like cut up fruit in the fridge so I can just kind of snack on that during the day, make sure that I've got plenty of that in the house. I'm vegan, so I have things like yogurts, jellies that are vegetarian, lots of wet things to kind of, get as much liquid in my body as possible. I don't drink tea, but I like green tea, so I have some of that. I tend to make that quite lukewarm. I don't like ice cold drinks all the time, so I find that my body absorbs things better if it's a bit warmer. Could not live without my Vita Coca. It's coconut water, really, really good stuff. I used to hate the taste of it, but I've come to absolutely love it. I also use Fizz, which is a rehydration, a vitamin and mineral drink. I like this because it's kind of a bit more user-friendly and socially acceptable. You just put a couple of tablets in cold water wherever you are. I use that a lot when I'm singing. It tastes orangey. I think I bought that from Amazon. I use Diarrhea as well. It's just a sachet that you stick in cold water. That works really well. That's full of all the potassium and salts that your body can lose quite easily. The other thing I use is things like dairy-free yogurt. This is a coconut one. And I'm a big fan of soups. Now, I know it's quite difficult to have soups in really hot weather, but you could have it cold, I suppose, or you could have vegetable juice if not. This is a gluten-free pasta. I had a different one for my lunch. It was a red pepper and tomato one, and it had loads of rice and bits in it. And I thought, do you know what? My body does not need any excuse to have a blockage at the moment because my output is just very slightly thicker when it's hot weather. So I just stick it in my blender and blended it up, and it was yummy. It's really good. So between all of these things, that's the kind of things that I do. I also make sure I've got my hat. So if I'm out in the sun, I'm trying to create as much shade as possible. I've got my sunnies on. I use a really high protective factor, as is factor 50. I've only started using that in the last few months because it's so hot in the UK and I'm really not used to it. I'm getting a good tan anyway. And here's a few don'ts. When it's really, really hot, I steer away from alcohol. I know I'm going on holiday in a few weeks. I'm going to Spain and it's going to be super, super hot there. It's already reaching kind of 38 degrees out there. I might have one very small drink, something like a white wine spritzer in the evening, but alcohol is really dehydrating. The other thing I'm going to do is cut down on the caffeine, so I'll probably have a small coffee and make sure that I order water with it, or if I have it at home, I have some juice and fruit juice afterwards. And the way that I trick my children is with one of these big juicers. I tend to pour out a few glasses, top it up with water, and then just keep putting water in it. They don't know yet. And that works quite well. It makes it last a lot longer, and also fruit juice is, I find, really strong and really sweet, so I much prefer it like that, and I think they would too if they knew. That's about it. I hope that you make sure that you keep hydrated. The signs of dehydration for me are that I kind of feel a bit wobbly, haven't got like a clear head, I feel a bit woolly, I feel exhausted, really tired. Sometimes I get like a little bit quivery, really shaky. The thirst that you just cannot get rid of, really hungry. I do eat crisps as well. That's one thing that I do, just to kind of get as much salt, and I add salt, but it's a good salt. I'll show you what I use. I use Himalayan pink salt. It's a really, really pretty salt, and I think it's really good for you too, and it tastes great. It tastes really salty. So those are a few things that I do just to make sure that for my ileostomy, I have enough going on so that I'm not feeling like that, so I can still work and be active. Hope that helps.